Hurry scurry to the little princess.
That's just what I'll do.
Don't look so smug. He could save her from a lot of grief if only she'd let him.
The milk's getting cold.
And you're no better. In fact, you're worse. You covet the same thing. At least he admits it.
Don't judge me by your own standards, Lady Flora, or by those of Sir John Conroy.
You've tasted power, Baroness. And when she's queen, it'll taste much sweeter. You'll see.
T'amor inmenso, amore, si te ripeto t'amo, da immenso amore.
Miss Agatha won't stand up straight?
Then she must go to the back as punishment.
I met Lady Flora in the gallery.
Ah, lying in wait, no doubt.
She's getting worse, so is Sir John.
Of course. I'll be 18 in a few months. I think I may go mad first. All I ever seem to do is change my clothes and pray for freedom.
It's only until your birthday. And don't forget who championed you from the start. I'll say good night, ma'am.
They would all bear witness on that sacred morning, from my past, my present, and my future. In truth, I was glad to have them near me at that all-changing moment. For even with the knowledge that I was heiress to the throne, before that day of days, I can't pretend I understood the phrase's full significance. How is she?
She wanted to leave tonight, but they persuaded her to stay until the morning. She's asked for your bed to be set up in her room. I'll see to it.
Can't I be alone for one solitary night? They act as if I have no mind of my own. I know what lies ahead.
One more reason to listen to those who love you.
She is only a child.
If she is a child, ma'am, it could be said that you have kept her so.
A mother's duty is to protect the innocence of her child.
A mother's duty is to prepare her children for the lives awaiting them.
But what will people say? Surely to exclude us entirely will launch the new reign in a cloud of scandal.
They will simply say that the Queen and her mother do not always agree these things happen in the best families.
Where am I to live? Am I to be abandoned here? Or am I to beg along the highways for a crust?
Come now. You will move into the palace with the Queen. But she has arranged a separate apartment for you. It will allow you both more privacy.
I don't want privacy from my own child.
Nevertheless, you shall have it.
You're cruel, sir. You prefer to break my heart than plead my cause.
And when King Leopold learns of this?
I'm here this morning at his express command.
My own brother knows I am to be cast into the wilderness?
You're lying.
You're out of your depth, Sir John. It has made you forget yourself.
I know your game, my lord. You want to be her father, her mother, and who knows what else. But you won't succeed. You do not know how, no matter what you think.
Surely if I'm not to be her secretary, there must be something else.
I'm sorry. I can see that I am not speaking clearly. You have played the game and lost. Good day, ma'am.
You will still run my household.
Do not think this is the end. This is not at all the end.
When you talk like that, you frighten me.
Good.
I, Ernest, Duke of Cumberland, swear allegiance to my
The
sovereign
world can change from all those fat old men.
to live and die your liege.
Half the country's in love with her already. I know that I am.
I, Augustus, Duke of Sussex, swear allegiance to my sovereign lady, Queen Victoria, to live and die your liege man, so help me God.
She starts on your watch, Lord Melbourne.
I, Arthur, Duke
Guard her well and keep her safe from harm.
So help me God.
I, William Viscount Melbourne, swear allegiance to my dear sovereign lady, Queen Victoria, to live and die your liege man. So help me God.
I'll go to England and make her smile.
Majesty, if I may. We only have to be patient. The young queen is testing her wings. She won't wish to clip them quite yet.
If she flies free, she might get away.
Wait till she flies through a storm.
I wonder at the hours we waste with this endless changing of clothes.
And if you didn't, Mum, what would I do then?
The Duchess wants the princess to know more of the country.
The Duchess wants the country to know more of the princess.
Is that such a bad thing, sir?
What?
Is that such a bad thing, sir?
To make her familiar, you mean? A popular girl who supports your ministry, you would defend it.
I don't think Lord Melbourne...
You know how Conroy presents her. The young liberal in contrast to the old conservative. She's changed in the thrill of the new, but I'm stuck in the mud of history. She is hope in the future. I am despair in the past. She is life, Lord Melbourne, and I am death.
There's nothing to be gained by shouting at your Prime Minister.
Nonsense, I feel much better.
And none of this is Victoria's fault.
Well, maybe not, but she and her mother are tools in the hands of a man who knows how to use them. Mark my words, the reign of King Conroy is coming.
My poor sister-in-law. What is the hold that wicked man has over her?
What about her uncle in Brussels? Could he not be of some assistance?
King Leopold is as slippery as a barrel full of eels. If he did dislodge Conroy, it'd only be to tighten his own grip on the girl.
But King Leopold overestimates her power. As a constitutional monarch, she cannot pass laws that help or hinder him.
No, we can't make laws, but we can influence the men who do. That's what he's after, and so are you. Don't tell me you're not.
The duty of a prime minister is to keep his monarch informed of Parliament's intentions.
Lord, in your mercy, get me past May.
Curtsy to them?
I have already curtsied.
Well, curtsy again.
No, that's enough.
I'll decide when it's enough.
Victoria, will you listen to Sir John?
Mamma, I am not running for election. I will be Queen, not Prime Minister.
I warn you, if you're her friend, don't set her against me. I know you want to keep her for yourself, but she needs me. If she tries to walk alone, she'll stumble in a month and fall within a year, so for her own sake, don't encourage her rebellion.
I hope I encourage the princess in all things, Sir John. Like it or not, they are cheering her, you know, not you.
Let me just say that I hope the lady is secretly married.
I appreciate your honesty, Sir James.
I do not know it for certain, Your Majesty. I haven't examined her. She would not let me. It is only my opinion.
Of course. Thank you, Sir James. I've come to apologize. I wish what I have done could be undone.
But it cannot be undone. Well, I'm not on my deathbed because of your cruelty. We never liked each other much, you and I. I beg your pardon, Mom, but you will allow that honesty is the privilege of the dying. You thought me cold and snobbish, lodged in Sir John Conroy's pocket. I thought you naive and headstrong and too young for the position you occupy. And we were both right, in part. But not entirely.
Recent events would seem to bear out your verdict anyway.
You've been foolish. You've let your devotion for Lord Melbourne and your anger at your mother corrupt your judgment. But you have shown the world your strength.
I think the world would use a different term.
You have power in you. So leave off these silly games of favoritism and revenge and harness it.
Will they still let me?
Yes. I'll still let you. You can be quite sure of one thing. They're not done with you yet.
Alone at last. I must tell you that I will do everything in my power not to disappoint you. Use me. Draw on me for help with.
Just love me now. Now I am quite married.
Do we have to start our work so soon?
Our work.
I think we should begin by ending the quarrel with your mother.
I cannot. While Sir John Conroy remains in her household.
Then we'll get rid of him. Our power lies in our example. We can hardly present ourselves to the British as an ideal family if we are torn apart by civil war. Can we? What?
They warned me of this.
Of what?
Now, let me make one thing clear. Albert, I will not be governed, and I will not be managed. I will not be controlled.
But can't I have an opinion?
No, you can't. Yes, but for 18 years, I could not walk downstairs without permission. Now, I am not a child, and I will never live that way
Victoria,
again.
I don't want a child.
Then do not lecture me on politics, or my mother, or anything else. I may be Queen of England, but you are not the king.
Those candles are brand new. Something amusing?
Nothing, Your Royal Highness. People always hate change.
That may be true, Baroness, but mercifully few of them hate it as much as you do.
happened? What's Mr. Oxford done? You can't come in here looking for his things like that.
Mrs. Please.
There's nothing more I can do here. The prince needs rest, Your Majesty.
He writes that he'd prefer not to talk politics in his letters, but only to discuss news of the family.
This is intolerable. He's copying her.
I don't think so, no. They sound alike because they think alike.
Spare me the language of a lady's novelette.
So we must accept it. The birds have flown.
I will not accept it! I've planned this marriage for 20 years. And now, because of a simple girl and the callow youth, I'm to accept that I have failed?